Hello everyone, Namaste and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at 3 beginner-friendly arm balancing asanas, so let's get right into it. Starting off by sitting in a Vajrasana, we'll be looking at a baby crow pose. So placing both the forearms on the floor, spreading the fingers wide apart and measuring your elbows so that they are right below your shoulder width. Now from here, you're going to move forward slightly and tuck your toes in, taking your knees off the floor. Really engage your core here, move forward a little bit, raising your hips and walk your knees to your upper forearms, placing your knee just above your elbows and slowly trying to take your feet off the floor, making sure to look between your forearms. That looks easier said than done, and it requires a lot more core strength than you can imagine. So remember to work on those core muscles before you try that one. Coming into a side crow pose now, make sure that you're starting off with the right side like I am here. Placing your right hand below your shoulder line, placing the palms firmly on the ground, and your right hand is just ahead of your left palm. Make sure that your left elbow is in contact with the outside of your right knee, and remember that your right hip has to land on the top of your right elbow. So bring that right elbow in contact with that right hip and shift your weight forward slightly, making sure to focus your eyes here, bringing your forehead close to the floor. You can use your forehead here for support before you're able to take both your feet off the floor. This is a slightly challenging one, so maybe give it one more try before you move on to the other side. Also, remember that using your forehead is extremely helpful here, especially if you feel like you're losing balance. So, remember to land on your forehead instead of your nose. If you're finding this side challenging, then go ahead and try this on the other side because you'll always find one side to be easier than the other. Let's try that on the left side this time. Making sure to place your left hand just slightly ahead of your right palm. Once you've rested your hip, then shift your upper body weight slightly forward so that the forehead comes closer to the ground and your feet can go off the floor. Take a few moments once you've completed all of your attempts at your baby crow and your side crow poses just to relax your forearms and stretch out your wrists, maybe stretching out your palms as well. So maybe a few wrist rotations or wrist bendings can be helpful here. We're going to come into a flying split pose, which was one of the first asanas I learned in an arm balance series. So here you want to place your wrists underneath your shoulders, maybe just slightly wider than your shoulder width itself, spreading out your fingers, coming into a mountain pose. Starting off with the left leg, you're going to take your left knee, bend the left knee, move forward so that you can place the inner left thigh on top of your left upper arm, using your core and your upper back strength here to balance and slowly take off your right foot from the ground as well. Balance and hold here for as long as you'd like, and remember to place that pillow underneath your forehead if you need to. This is a pose which requires a bit of balance, strength, and flexibility, but it's a really fun one to try out. Make sure to stretch out your wrists once again once you're back from your first attempt. So coming back into that mountain position, this time starting with the right leg, bending your right leg and moving your weight forward onto your arms so that you can place the inner right thigh on top of your right upper arm before you're able to take off your toes from the floor. Maybe stay here without taking your toes off if you're not confident in doing so. Placing a pillow or a yoga block underneath your forehead can really help you find your balance and give you some confidence in this position. So, those were my 3 beginner friendly arm balances. I know if you do try them out, they might seem not so beginner friendly, but trust me, with a little bit of practice and some more focus on your technique, you'll be able to do them in no time. I hope you're feeling inspired to try 1 or 2 of these asanas. If you do, please let me know which ones you like the most in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like down below and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future.